What is going on, everybody? Just over here making sure everything is, look at that. Up and running and everything. Sweet. Congratulations on making it through a friggin' Monday. Congrats to all of us. I'm only 2 minutes late. Not bad. Work ran over and such. Let's. Goddaughter's playing. That's cool. Pardon a little bit of bumpiness here. Let me get this mic in a better spot. There we go. Alright. So hopefully I'll be able to see the chat better this time. As usual, the channel is Chasing Geekdom. Normally, I'm out in the world covering comic conventions and theme parks and race events like Star Wars Half Marathon and so on and so forth. Don't worry about my wristbands, I'll show you them later. Can't do those things right now, so I'm gonna plop down here Monday through Friday, 7:15 Central-ish, and on the weekends in the mornings, brunch time-ish, and talk about the things I'd usually be out in the world covering. I'm gonna send out a tweet real quick because there is a special occasion today. I've decided to extend my weekend shenanigans into the weekdays. So if you haven't been paying attention, I've been going through on the weekends and doing this setup, kind of like the Sweet 16 for NCAA, where I'm setting up brackets currently. And each bracket is basically going to be 16 different fandoms, or 16 different characters from all these different fandoms. And then they're going to battle it out to see who would be the best brunch guest, right? But to set up the brackets, I'm going through each of these shows or fandoms to figure out who from each of those first should be included in this, Sweet 16 bracket. So where we are right now, let's tweet this out. Where we are right now is we have the first bracket of 4 set up, so we have to get 12 more, go through 12 more fandoms and pick the best from each title or universe, depending on, and then so this is going to take a while, which is fun because it basically gives you an opportunity to talk about what we love about these shows and characters or whatever in a just kind of stupid, ridiculous format, which is who would be the best hungover brunch guest. So I'm going to tweet this out. Make sure I got it all right. I got all the people tagged. Cool. So today, lucky show of the day that I'm going to go through, because it's such a big cast, we're going to do Lost. There's a lot to get through with Lost, so I'm going to jump right into it. I should put that out on Twitter, so, they join or they don't. Where are these pictures that I got pulled up? Just going through IMDb, that might be the best kind of route to take, because there are so many people in that cast. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, while we wait, before I jump in here, Lost, where are you? There we go. The latest finisher medal that I got, I'll show you the Disney ones, Run Disney ones this week, but it's a sweet Wonder Woman one. Yeah. And get it even closer. Wonder Woman. I don't know if that's a song. The Wonder Woman Run. It was supposed to be in Chicago, but of course they all got canceled. And then they also gave us these sweet, what? Wristbands. It's gonna help me play better, right? It's a big cast. It's a big cast, and so there was a cutoff point. We'll get into that. Let's jump in. So obviously, there was a criteria to kind of narrow down the field for Lost. I mean, it's like there's so many characters and secondary characters and just civilians over here and there and all over the place. So I've narrowed it down to obviously the main cast that started out with the beginning of the show. If they were in the front of the plane, they're going to be in contention for brunch guest battle person. It's no matter how long or short. Like Nikki and Paolo, no, get out. Like Nikki and Paolo, you can just exit. If you're a former Lost fan, you know what I'm talking about. He did very well, that actor on Westworld, which is a show that I'm going to tackle later in the week. And yeah, although season 3 of Westworld, it's almost as if like a fan from Lost that hated him, his character, showed up on the writing staff for Westworld and saw his name and was like, no. Spoilers. He's there in season 3, but didn't seem. Yeah, I won't go too much further into that because I don't want to spoil things. Yeah, great actor though. I liked him in. What was the one where he played like a god? Is it 300? And he was like 20 feet tall. It's probably an exaggeration. But anyways, let's jump into the Lost cast. Hey, look, we're on a friggin' island. How fitting. Right? Except a battle bus fares better than Oceanic Flight 85? Oh my gosh, I should know that. So, there are some obvious ones that you think like, yeah, that'll be the one. But I kind of want to go tail group and kind of fringe and work my way in to the main cast because we already know there's a lot in contention with that main group. There's a lot of people I'd hang out with at brunch in that group, to be quite honest. So let's start with Tail. Anna Lucia, Echo. Let's just start with Anna Lucia and Echo. Let's count them as the tailies. Not get too deep into that, because as you know, if you know Lost, there are just a lot of characters. So, brunch guests, hungover, tired, gonna be chill, gonna be interesting, and these are the criteria we set. I've set me and my brain, so that's 2 of us. Something interesting company, chill, hasn't recovered too quickly from a night before, so still like a legit hungover because some of these young kids. I mean, come on. For that reason, like Peter Parker was out without even having to think about it. But also prone to this kind of conversation somewhat. Like would be either into it, would be, or would indulge and have something to contribute either way. Because this is the kind of thing that like I would set my mind to when hungover and getting down on some brunch. So let's look at Ana Lucia. Okay. Who's mowing their lawn at 7:30? Right after a weird rainstorm came through. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. You won't be able to hear it because I've done all the crazy things with the microphone, but I find that odd. So Ana Lucia, man, she's got issues, obviously. Michelle Rodriguez crushed that role, though. Like, no one can deny it. I'm kind of glad that she was in that because I was never overly fond, like not to bag on them or anything. You know, because if I see something I don't like or don't enjoy as much, I don't immediately just jump to like then it must not be good. It's like a lot of times it's just because it's not for me. So like the um the Fast series just wasn't my jam, you know. Although speaking of theme parks, I did love its implementation at Universal Hollywood on the backlot tour. I'm not sure. I haven't been to the one in Florida, so I don't know if like it's. Do they have a? I don't think they have a backlot in Florida. Anyway, it's probably out there though. I mean, it's just so good and such a great use of those characters and that kind of world, you know. But anyways, I'm glad she was on that show because then I was able to like see her like skills and such, you know. And after watching like a couple interviews, you could tell like seems cool. So I think I probably would be more apt to hang out with like her actress person for hangover brunch times. I don't know. Anna Lucia is intense and broken. A lot of them are in really just terrible place. Like after being on the island for a while, but she was, you know, even beforehand. Um, and there just isn't enough about her on there to know if she'd participate in something that's kind of trivial and goofy as this kind of conversation, or just if there was slice of life shown where it's like, oh, she'd be a good hang. I mean, I bet if there was more time to explore her character in that show. I mean, there was some, but it's a drama, so you know, it's like. So I think the intensity would just be a bit much. And then if she got one cross eye from anyone, she'd be starting a fight. I think is ruled out in the same way as like Braun was from Game of Thrones, where it's like I don't really want to like. Is there two people over here fighting? I don't really want a danger element at my hungover brunch. Thanks. Yeah, let's jump into some fights here. It's only 37 left. Sorry, Anna Lucia, but no. Echo. That's also kind of. Oh, they're just running. Why are you running, buddy? Let's fight. Yeah, there you are. Yeah. Yeah. Why are you running away? Come back. I'm talking about Echo. Do you want to talk about Echo? Come on, buddy. You want to talk about Echo? You want to talk about Echo? Let's talk about Lost. Hey, you're island themed. You know, look at how appropriate that is. You didn't want to talk about Lost, you just wanted to shoot. What's up? Come on now. They did not like the idea of Echo, apparently. Echo, oh boy. That dude, I think we all know, would just be much too much in the, make sure I'm not, like, gonna get snuck up on here. Just too serious, you know? He's serious and intense, but, like, you know he doesn't get down with trivial conversations. Like, he's all about that, like, always the deeper meaning, and he'd probably want to go on about his brother, and, like, all that would be a huge bummer. I'm not saying he's not a good dude, but Echo, sorry, other tail man. But I think that's a pretty quick and obvious no. Although, wait, which of Rose and I think it was Bernard that was in the tail, right? We gotta leave him in this. We gotta leave him in this. because it was Rose that was like, "Oh, my husband, Bernard," and then later we found him with the tailies. I think I'm remembering that right. It's been a while. So Bernard, if we're going to stick with this formula of starting with the tail, I mean, Bernard seems chill, except he's, I'm already the curmudgeon in this scenario. I'm already kind of older and slightly out of touch, and I don't want necessarily, because I like to be around folks that are a little bit different than me. Not that he's not different, but like that are going to bring something different that I can learn from, and like help, push me into areas that I normally wouldn't be prone to getting to. I don't know. I'm not gonna. It's not ageism. It's not ageism. This is just. He seems very relaxed and settled into his stage in life, which is great for him and all. But I think I still want to be around folks that are like pushing, hustling. Yeah, yeah. In that sense, because him and Rose were like, "Yo, you guys are doing your thing." At that point, when they found him in their little like island retirement, So nah. I think I may eliminate Rose on that same front. She seems so cool though. Like she seems way more like someone that I could learn from than Bernard. There's just something about her, especially that actress, that's like there's just an energy there that is kind of undeniable. But they did kind of. I don't think she'd be down for this conversation. She'd be like, "Oh, you're being silly. Let's teach you a lesson about life." Wow, she could certainly do so. Have the lessons to teach. It's not what I'm down for at the Brunch Times things. How many is left? 17. I need to kill some more. Eliminate some more people. Sorry. This game's not about the murder. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? There you are, buddy. Ooh, I like the wrap that they have on that, though. It's cool looking. But I shall shoot it down. Sorry, dude. The last guy that I fought like that, he just rammed me with his helicopter. I thought that was pretty cool. Alright, buddy. Somebody fight, come on. Oh, that's Marauder's building over there. I don't want that. I think we've worked our way through the tail, and then also now have, at least, because there's so many characters, who I'm going to, for this purpose of finding brunch guests, put some my energy towards, because there's a big list of people we got to get through. And I'm also trying to... There you are. Let's fight, dude. Oh. Whoa. 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 Let me get my bearings here, buddy. You're gonna come out this side, aren't you? Oh, wow. I'm surprised I came out of that. Uh-oh. These cars are dangerous. Ugh. I haven't figured out the formula for car situation. So what else do we got? We've got the others. So let's talk about some others. I see some folks out there. Then we'll get to the main folks. Honestly, from the others, there's 3 that I want to look at. Oh, I should probably pay attention to what I'm doing. Where you at? Where you at? Who's shooting at me? Talking about Ben. Talking about. Hold on. Nah, I see you, buddy. Ah! Reload. 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 Oh, that was so close. I really need some health. Anyone? Anyone? Anyone got any health? Seriously? Took all that out of me and you don't have any freaking health? Ooh. So we're talking about Ben. We're talking about Juliet and Richard. So Ben, Juliet, and Richard. Let's go through those chaps. I know I'm gonna miss like important people, but it's because I'm, fighting for Batman's silly ass life here. All right, 7 left, and then I'll go back and be like, I can't believe I didn't talk about blah. I'm sorry, blah, but it's gonna happen. Because others-wise, I mean, there's also that one, the doctor dude that did the kidnapping of Australian pregnant blonde. That one, Ethan. So we'll throw him in. So there's 4 to get through there. We'll start with him. He's a turd. He's out. Anyone who's going to, no matter how well-intentioned. Oh, yeah, look at that building over there. I get to burn it down. Let's go. Check it, check it, check it, check it. Let's go find him. Burn it. Watch this. Yeah. Boom. You're on fire. I love that so much, you guys. I see someone. I see someone. I see someone. Someone's right there. Someone's right there. Let's get him. Mm-hmm. Oh. I did get to burn some stuff down, so that's nice. That's smart. Yeah, it's ready up. Alright, so round 1 dedicated to the tailies, at least the few that I was willing to dedicate some time to there. What's that notification I got? Alright. Yeah, anyone... So let's look at Mr. Kidnapper there. That was his name, right? Where is he? Ethan? Yep. Dr. Ethan Rom. You're out, bud. There are a few people that I gotta kind of make sure to mix in, but you're out, you're out. Yeah. No. Kidnapper, sorry. Ben. Man. I mean, I know where that's gonna end up, but let's examine since what's her name? Since Juliet isn't a definite no. Neither is Richard. Right? That was his name. The dude that was like not a time traveler, but he had been on that island for a long time. Creepy doesn't necessarily rule you out. But, being someone as horrible as, to me, Ethan, I don't care again how well-intentioned you were. Kidnapping is no good. So, Benjamin Linus, man. Honestly, that entire show was like a clinic, an acting clinic. I don't care how bad an episode or a season or whatever may have been. It was always worth watching. What's the actor's name? Michael Emerson and as Ben, and Terry O'Quinn as John Locke. I mean, they put on a clinic like anytime they were there, especially um, Terry O'Quinn. But we'll get to him. That being said, do I want hungover brunch with Ben Linus? He can turn on the charm, sure. So can Sawyer, but we'll get back to that. If he wanted something, I should have looked at the path. I do kind of like some sands over here. Let's go there. But it was, you knew him well. If I knew, okay, if I'm going to do brunch with someone, it's going to be with someone I know well enough. And I know well enough that his charm is a facade. And that he's a monster. So we already know it's going to be a no, but let's go even deeper into why. I mean, I wouldn't be friends with him, that's for sure. Because again, you get to know a little bit under the surface, and it's like, what the heck and crap is wrong with you, dude? I suppose some could be manipulated into thinking that he's on the up and up, kind of like Juliet was. But I don't know. She was. I mean, maybe hindsight and all that kind of stuff, and watching it as a fan, she was gullible. But we'll get back to her after Ben. So, judging by the fact that you'd known well enough to know that he was a scumbag, and at least any of that charm was like, just a facade, it's enough to eliminate him. But you would also know some of the things that he had done, well, maybe not. I guess if you're an acquaintance from some other part of the world, he knows people not on the island. That he may still have that, I guess, like school teacher era, him. But I don't know if I would have wanted to hang. He just seemed off, which you would have been right about, thinking so. So, and I don't think he'd be down for such a trivial conversation, like ever. So, Ben, we already know why, on a grand scale, why you would not be a good hungover brunch company. But now on the smaller, more trivial aspects, we know why as well. So Ben Linus is out. Big freaking surprise. Sorry, dude. Alright. Where is this for? Alright. Yeah, come inside. As far as game goals go, if you are actually a Fortnite player, I'm 4 solo wins away, lifetime, from 200 solo wins on this game. If you saw how many matches I've played, the ratio would not be impressive. Nearing 10%. So 1 out of 10 as far as my lifetime. And I would say the last 6 months or so are more like closer to 20%. But that was a long period of like me being ultra terrible and not just medium. Yeah. Anyway. So who's left from the others that I want to look into on this? Got Juliet, right? She's tricky. She seems like she'd be down for this sort of silly kind of conversation. Whether or not she's in touch with enough popular culture, even when she was not on the island, because like she was taking care of her sister or whatever. That shouldn't be something that would rule you out. I'm just saying. She probably did. I bet she entertained her sick sister with like just random stuff. So she might have a thought or two and be inclined to like just be silly, you know. When given the opportunity, it just didn't come up on that show much, obviously. Yeah, let's go fight. Let's try to survive this round long enough to talk about Juliet and then homeboy Richard. Ugh. Oh, there's someone. Look at me staying out in the open. I know you're about to shoot me. Yeah, I got you first. Why you run away, bud? Come on. Man, my God, kids could see me now, they'd be so proud. Look at Godfather actually running after people instead of hiding in a bush all the time. There he is. Come on. Come on. Oh, you're getting in a car. Did I? Oh, good job, me. I'm very proud of that moment, and I'm going to say that, and then I'm sure I'll get taken out because I said it. Just, just, just because of sheer karma. But they were gunning for me, you guys. I had to do it. You know, you saw it. You were there. I had to do it. It was. I had no choice. You saw it. That was cool. Did he get out? Did he try to get out? I couldn't see. Anyway, so Juliet. So she'd be down, you know, to have just a stupid conversation, you know, when given the opportunity. We'll have to assume that the opportunity is going to be there because, like, otherwise these, like, really bleak shows, you'd have to, like, rule them out entirely. Did I see someone? No. She's a good person. So, it's gullible and all, but in the end, there's redemption and you see that quality. So, there's no, like, big red flags like there would be with Ben. She seems like she's old enough to not be just incredibly annoying the next morning. Like, she's going to recover like some annoying little 20-year-old. No offense, 20-year-olds. We're just, you know. Just keep it down, okay? Just keep it down. Get off my lawn and such. I don't know. So she's actually, of others, we're going to leave her in the running. For sure. Am I dumb to try to get this? Because I'm like I already have good stuff. Let's get a sniper rifle. Why not? Do I care about health? Nah, come on. If I die, I die. So Juliet, she's on the board. So I'll have to remember that later on. She seems cool. Yeah, she seems like she'd have the right kind of energy and brunch time, kind of just, and still be interesting-ish. I'm not saying that it's about how interesting I would be as well. Interesting-ish, and that's just about right. Richard. Homeboy has been around a long time. He's been through it for a long, long time. Long time. Yeah, that dude's creepy. for someone who's been through it and been around for so long, he's still, I wouldn't say lighthearted, but not just, he's not like Jacob. I know Jacob's been at it for a lot longer and all, but he's still like put off by how off putting Jacob is and weird and how the whole thing is. So there's still like, he's still somewhat grounded, but does he get silly, Richard? Let's look at some pictures of him in character real quick. Nah, nah, nah. But why is nah? That's important to determine. I work all day, my mind is mush, so you get terminology like mind is nah. Why is nah? See? I think all day and I do this. Let's go fight. It's more interesting. So he honestly seems like he'd be a giant bummer. And obviously super out of touch. He would not know what on earth to talk about when it came to this kind of thing. So sorry, Richard, but I don't know though. I mean, I granted he'd probably be like, well, what is because he's been out of touch for so long. I think he'd want to learn. So instead of participating, he'd just want to like listen. And I think he might be keen to be like, oh, that's interesting. But after a certain amount, you'd want some participation and not have to totally explain all of it. Yeah, sorry, man. We're gonna have to eliminate good old Richard. So far, only Juliet is left standing from both the Tailies and the others that we're gonna invest the time in today. Let's not hide. Let's do this while we are fighting. Now, there are people who were off island that are worth looking at. Penny being at the top of the list, because I was thinking about the criteria for this, and I was like, you can't limit it to episodes. Like how many episodes were they in? Because she's not in a ton. I think when I looked at it, it was like 17, but presence is felt a lot more than that, thanks to Desmond. So, and if anyone tries to tell me that Desmond and Penny's love story isn't one of the greatest ever in the history of television, leave, please. Bye. Thanks. Ah, he got up close. Oh, that was close though. Look at him. 3. I had him on 3. Crack shot venom. That's a silly name, but it's a silly game, so let's ready up. So yeah, Penny and Desmond. Oh my gosh, man. That hole with Charlie and then not Penny's boat on his hand. But credit to Desmond for really selling that. But still, let's just, Mm-hmm. So if I have to pick 2 non-island people altogether, I'm going to go with Penny. Who else? Obviously it's going to be a tough call because there aren't many of them. Okay, let's not pick her dad. Let's go with Christian Shepherd. Yeah, I mean, his presence was on the island, but he wasn't technically. So we'll pick those two, and then we can get to the main event, the main cast here. There are a lot of people in that show. Okay, this is I can't play all night. You know. So I think so. Christian Shepherd obviously have a drink. You know, it's like there's the scenes with in Australia with Sawyer. So yeah, you could hang, and obviously he's not going to be all annoying in the morning after a hungover night. Probably have some things to say about life, which is cool, but too broody, I think, and also just again not the elder that you could really learn anything from. So, I'd learn more from Bernard than you would from Christian Shepherd, other than like what not to do with life, I guess. And he was just you'd have to be friends. I would not be friends with him, because if you're friends, then you know how he is with his kids. He was a total turd to Jack. So nah. Had to look, have a glance, but yeah, I think that's a big no, because much time, I don't know, and he wouldn't be down for this kind of conversation. He'd be like, I've got bigger whatevers and this childish business and whatnot. Sorry, Jack Shepherd. Penny seems like she'd be good company. I think in normal times she'd probably be in touch with what's going on in the world and popular culture, that kind of thing. You would get a bit silly, having a conversation like this. Wouldn't be annoying in the morning or at brunch time with, being too energetic or whatever. Not a lot counting her out right away. Though, bringing to the table outside of that, like if you're looking at Rose, even though she was eliminated, it's like you learn some stuff from Rose. There's always that little bit of extra that I want to like have there to be able to like stay on the list and compete with everyone else. Although Juliet, there is a big time, hard on the sleeve kindness with her that I think is what really is like leaving her on that list. So because Penny doesn't really have that kind of extra thing there, I think she's not going to be on the list. But again, you try to tell me that her and Desmond aren't one of the catching fireflies if you've never played this game before, and then I can throw them at things to burn things down. Alright. Ooh, sniper rifle. So off island folks, Christian and Penny. Penny was close, okay, but there's just something extra we're looking for, and so far only from the tailies, the off islanders, and from the others, only Juliet has stayed on the list. She's going to have some crazy competition from the main folks, which is where we're going now. People from the pilot episode. There's a whole lot to get through. Oh my gosh, because there's a few that jump out that everyone's like, oh, it's going to obviously be blank, but then you think, oh, it's obviously also going to be blank. And also blank. Jack. Okay, let's look at Jack. Jack's kind of a stick in the mud. And I don't know that there's ever a point in the backstory in while on the island after they got off the island for a minute. Spoilers, we have to go back. Honestly, I don't know if there's ever a point where you're like getting a vibe from him that he's not just like, there's times when he seems like he's having some fun, but he's kind of pulled into it, like the golf thing. That was Hugo, right? Shh. I'm about to get. The others are after me, you guys. That's what's happening. This is the natives of the island, and Linus's little homies are after me. I've crashed on this island, and I'm not welcome. Where was I? Yeah, Jack, I don't know, man. I don't think he would ever care about stuff like this. Talking about pop culture, that kind of thing. I think he's in the right demographic as far as like age-wise to be chill about hungover brunch and not being like just supremely annoying. Yeah, I kind of do want the sniper rifle, don't I? Let's just hang out here and see if they try to come in. A bottleneck here. So I don't know. Yeah, Jack. Great job as far as performance and all that. I think that Matthew Fox was great. I very much enjoyed how, vulnerable and such that he was in that role. Really went on a journey. And it's a show, it's funny because there's not a lot of them, but it's a show that I think will always be grateful for just as far as storytelling is concerned. Because it's no trivial thing. I mean, it can be. Um, but yeah, I think at times that it kind of transcends just being a popular show and is really something that like strikes a chord. And he was a big part of that. But aside from Matthew Fox being great in that role, by the way, Smoking Aces, he shows up there. Yeah, yeah. Be sure to see that movie. I might go through that movie in one of these and try to pick someone that I'd have hungover brunch with. Matthew Fox as Jack Shepard, you're out. Sorry, bro. Yeah, come in here, dudes. Come on. Oh, I gotta go outside, don't I? Dang it. That was quick. Hmm. Son. She did lighten up. Well, I mean, I guess it was her husband really that was more of the stick in the mud, you know. But he lightened up. She would have been down. I think if there's. Oh no, she spoke English, didn't she? She spoke English, but I don't know about. Let's just assume she knows some American pop culture enough to like have the conversation. Where am I going? Are they coming over this way? She seems very sweet. Obviously very smart and strong. But goofy enough. She'd be in the right headspace to be like chilling the next morning and not annoying. Still interesting. As far as life experiences, there's definitely a lot to learn from. I don't know though that she'd be super eager to be as like invested in something as trivial as these kind of like shenanigans that I'm up to here, conversations and such. She'd be more apt to like there we go. And we're back. So where were we? Sun? Yeah, I don't think so. It's just regardless of taking away a language barrier or whatever, she just seems like she wouldn't be down for something this silly. I don't think. Her husband, though. Let's get into that. Mr. Daniel Day Camp playing Jin. Honestly, I think later in the series he would have been into it. I honestly think so. Like, we're gonna forget the language barrier. Honestly, I think he because he ended up learning a little bit, but that's besides the point. Um, Especially in like, wasn't he in the 1970s stuff? He was. It's like some of the load was off. I think he, when if given the chance, I think he would be down. And I think there was enough of life experience to definitely have something to learn there for sure, because he had been through it. But I think he'd be able to like lighten up and yeah. I better shot with that gun, but okay. So I think he'd be keen. There isn't that like extra thing there. Like Juliet has with like she's got all the right kind of foundational aspects of something that you would want for the brunch time hangover hang, but also that hard on the sleeve kind of thing that would be kind of infectious. And I think for that reason he's out. Let's look at Hugo. Why not? Not only because he seems like an obvious, like, contender. Let's look at why. I mean, do I really need to go into why? Hugo just seems like the perfect candidate. He would absolutely be into this kind of conversation. Am I right? He's younger, so like, would he be kind of annoyingly energetic? No, he wouldn't be. Like he'd be down. He'd be like relaxed, the right temperament, and there's an energy, like there's a difference between what I'm thinking, like energy and enthusiasm. The enthusiasm isn't going to come out as like manic energy. It's just going to be a sincere energy for like life. That is something that I'd be okay with in the morning. It's not going to manifest as some like, obnoxious, like caffeinated morning business. But I think because of that, he's obviously going to be down for this conversation. But good person, interesting to talk to, and it's going to have that like, where'd that come from? Oh, there we go. Over here somewhere. Where at exactly though? There you are. Smoked him out, didn't I? Yeah, let's do a little sniper here. Where'd you go? I need to do my flare again. There's only two of us, so... There you are. Am I gonna win, or is he gonna get me first? I'm nervous. So Hugo's on the board, and now we know why. Come on. Oh, he got me good. Come on. Oh, I hesitated. That was my bad. He's good. Pack Dizzle. Good job, dude. That's ready up. Hugo's on the board, obviously. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen, but we have to go into why. All right. Sawyer. Seems like he'd be obviously good company, but... I don't know. He could probably charm his way into some like extra free food. With and without trying. Right? I mean, not just because he's a con man, but I think that's just effortless for that character, who doesn't need extra bonus food while you're hungover and like probably so hungover I would imagine and forgetful already without that. I maybe forgot my wallet. I forgot to bring enough for free food's good. And I bet even when he's not 100%, he's still on enough to when there is people coming and bringing food and needing to do that kind of thing, that he's going to be he'll be capable and he'll just take over that situation and be able to facilitate that. That's a big plus, because I don't think my charm is on with waitstaff and that kind of thing when I'm in that state. So, big time plus. Would he be down to talk about this kind of silly business? If given the opportunity, I think he would. But I don't know that. He seems more like a classics guy rather than current pop culture. And I really like the idea that he's deflecting attention. Handsomeness and charm. That's helpful to deflect from, Not that I would get that attention, but I'm just saying, cool, just in general, attention being taken away from me when I'm already socially anxious. And add to that, in a situation where you have to interact with waitstaff and that kind of stuff. That's big time bonus and interesting, and kind of foundationally, kind of in the right spot, chill for, yeah. So Sawyer's on the list, obviously. Who do we have left? So right now it's like Hugo, Sawyer, and I think only Juliet on the list. Contenders. Kate. Hmm. Kate. Silly, sure. She can get there. Foundationally has the right temperament for the next morning. Where you're like, let's just meet up and she'd be like, yeah, I know, right? Kind of that. I think she'd have some of that Kristen Wiig energy of like from Bridesmaids with the glasses, like, but still be able to carry on a conversation. Honestly, though, she seems like someone who would probably tie one too many on the night before, and then you'd be like, "Yo, are you there? Like, did you die?" And then you're carrying the whole thing, or just sitting in silence because she's just way too ultra wrecked. Yeah, I don't know. If given the opportunity, she may engage in this kind of conversation, but Kate doesn't seem like she was ever in a place to engage or appreciate or take in popular culture. Like, she was always just so. Maybe when she played house for a minute, didn't she? But she always seemed like she was on the hustle. Had too much to do. It wasn't like filler time. We're all in right now. But honestly, yeah, I really do think she'd just be like the kind that would be, if we're in this realm of hungover brunch, which is kind of the basis for this whole thing, she would have tied one too many on, and then you'd be like, yo, like, do you need like a shot of something, adrenaline shot, hospital perhaps? And I'd be like worried. I don't really want to worry about someone else's, like, in this scenario. I'm not like that selfish in life, okay? But in the perfect world, when I'm hungover and having brunch, I don't really, if I can avoid it, since I'm making this list. Yeah, I think Kate's out. Hey, where's that coming from? Hey, yeah, you knock it off, buddy. I'm trying to talk here, okay? Thank you. Man, I'm knocking out way more than I thought I would. I knew Hugo and Sawyer would be on the list. I don't know if I really saw Kate being out and Juliet in, but hey, you never know. What else we got? We went there's John Locke. Holy cow. What era? Like, what era of John Locke would be like? Definitely you'd have to stick with pre-island weird ass John. Because, Homeboy's transformation was. Yeesh. Can I pick from any? I think so. This is my game. My quest for brunch guest. So I'm thinking before the kerfuffle with his dad. Trying to think of that timeline. Yeah, before he gets, thrown out the window. When he was doing that, like, that storyline with Justin Chatwin and that, like, that's his name, right? The actor on that farm, and then he finds out, it's like, oh no, not marijuana. Like, how dramatic that was. Okay, these days now, it's like, I don't think that storyline would go very far, because it's like, cool, whatever. When Chatwin was like the undo. And I think that era of John would have been pretty interesting to hang out with. Like, he'd have at least decent company. There's just way too much of him being just so bizarre. And I honestly, why are you trying to shoot at me from that far away, dude? Is it a deterrent, perhaps? I'm not going to be able to get you from this far away. Come on now. I'm going to go ahead and slink over here. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and, like, eliminate Mr. Locke, but I want to have a better reason in a minute. Where are you? Should I throw something inside the little cave? How about we do? You in there? You in there? Come on out. No? Alright, let's go fight something. So John Locke, I don't know. Super definitely not. That's great English, Brian. Not Island John. Because we all know how bizarre that got. I'm going to stop for just a second on the brunch quest related to him, but just want to say again, a clinic, acting clinic. Anytime that guy came on, I don't care. And I mean, the whole cast was fantastic. I'm going to say that they weren't. I'm just saying that cast elevated anything that anybody would have said was like, oh, that wasn't a great scene or a great episode or whatever season. It's like, dude, there's just so much there that you can take away. And at the top of that list was, Mr. O'Quinn's performance is just astounding. So anyways, it was never like a bad time, bad episode, bad whatever. It was all just like, oof, just a clinic. But anyways, that being said, John Locke, I guess in his prime when he was super happy and he was married with children, Katie Seagal's character, and I think he'd be like kind enough to humor something as silly as this, but I don't know he'd have a lot to contribute. So I think John's gonna be eliminated. Surprise, surprise. Yes, we got Saeed. Saeed's amazing. Hella intense. But we did see him before, and we also saw him with Shannon for a minute. Ugh. Good job, Ana Lucia. So we did see the lighter side of Saeed. Saeed would be interesting to talk about, like all the. I've been here. Okay, let's go somewhere we haven't been. The fact that he was able to build like that, pretty much anything. He had this like real MacGyver thing going on with equipment, which would be interesting to like quietly talk about while you're hungover and having some brunch. Do I want that? I think I do, because I want to burn things down if they build them. If you build it, I will burn it. Yeah. So that'll be kind of interesting to talk about, Mello. And I think he's got the foundational, like, it's not going to be annoying. like energetic or whatever, hyper, if you will. Would not Naveen, but would the character of Saeed engage in something as trivial, though? I think he'd appreciate that you want to talk about it, but it would catch him off guard. He'd just be kind of like, look, huh? And I wouldn't have the energy to like explain it, like the appeal of just ruminating on something just so inconsequential. So I think he'd be good company overall, but I think for this particular kind of set of criteria, and I mean, obviously, this is where my mind goes. You know, everybody else is going to have their own criteria, and I'm sure not everyone else is going to be care about talking about stupid stuff like this. Come on, I hear ya. Come on. We're both waiting. We're both waiting. Let's do this. Let's dance, sucker. Ooh, I'm surprised. I usually am terrible at those up close ones. What is this? Oh, I better get out of here so I can actually use it. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. What do I get? What do I get? Shockwave launcher. What does this do? Will it make me go high in the air? Let's find out. It... What? That's so cool. Okay, I should probably not waste it. Only got 7 left. This is so cool. So I think Saeed, based on this, is going to be eliminated. So we still only have Hugo, Sawyer, who else was that? Oh yeah, Juliet. Man, this thing is so cool. I hope I can actually use it. And I got this little legendary little thing here. Alright. So let's move along. What else we got? Claire. Claire seems like she'd be down. She's definitely connected with the pop culture. You know, she would get having something, talking about something as silly as this during a hungover brunch, though young. And I shouldn't always use that as an excuse to like rule someone out, because I guess, you know, youth doesn't always mean that they're going to be annoying, like recovered super quickly, because she also, like Kate, probably tied one too many on. So for someone younger, she's supposed to be younger than Kate, right? I think. Get into tricky territory when you talk about age and stuff when it comes to characters. It's hard to tell, but I think she was supposed to be. So I'm gonna stick with that. It's like I won't rule out the age thing, just because I think she would out-party me. Okay, there's someone. They look like they're a good shot too. Oh. Ah, yeah. See, the gun I had there is like an up close and personal. Oh, I was close though. If I had gotten him a little bit. I think she's got a good heart, like big heart, kind of like Juliet, you know. So there's a good extra, like something on top of all of the foundational elements of that. think we'll keep her on the list. But the briefness of the time on this planet compared to the others that are already on the list, except for Hugo, I guess. Because like my references, yeah, I can engage in like some new stuff, and I try to stay. Let's try to stay hip and current. But I do like to pull from some older stuff that, although she seems like someone who'd have the deep dive, like something with a little bit more depth, similar to Charlie. We'll leave her. She'll be on the list. Although, much like with with the boys, how the female from the boys, and it's the name of the character, don't get, the female would probably end up at brunch with Frenchie, and Claire and Charlie would end up at brunch together. But we'll leave her there. I think that's some foreshadowing a little bit of how this is going to go down. But so we've got Claire, Hugo, Sawyer, and Juliet still on the list. Who else do we got to go through? I think Desmond, Charlie, Michael. We're gonna rule Walt out just because he was just too young at the time. It would be like babysitting, and obviously wouldn't have been able to like drink the night before. Where should I go? Let's head out to Aquaman Land. Who's up? Desmond. Dude. Desmond will be down on so many levels. Like, all the foundational elements are there. So he would be in the right state, the right energy level as far as hungover times. How about we go to Deadpool's house? If you're unfamiliar, this last season, Deadpool was a big character. What we're going right now is basically, it almost seems as though there was like a cult. A Deadpool. Marauders, though. Nope. Forget it. Let's go elsewhere. I'm not going to get taken out. I hate when these matches are cut short by non-player characters. So anyway, Desmond's. If you know the show, you already know, like, oh, that'd be great, but we gotta articulate why. You know what I mean? He would be in the right state of mind. He would know where a conversation should go in those, like, in that moment, you know? Like in a quiet, but we're trying to keep it interesting, have a smidge, perhaps, depth in the conversation, but not overly so. Like, socially speaking, he would know what notes to hit for sure, and I think could steer things if need be, and they would be. And similar to Sawyer, I think, could take the lead as far as like whatever interactions needed to happen with wait staff and all that kind of stuff. But I also think puts him a little bit ahead of Sawyer, maybe, is that he'd have recommendations. One of food that would help with the hangover, and also what's good. They're not mutually exclusive, so yeah. And coming from a part of the world that like I'm not familiar with, I also very much dig that. Desmond's there. He's on the list. Not a huge surprise, but Although, no, we'll leave him there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Michael, probably not, but let's figure out why. One, he's a traitor. Wasn't he? He was. I mean, he did it for his kid and stuff, but still. He just seems like the guy that would. I mean, he bailed, took an opportunity to have it. It was for his kid, but he bailed. Shoot me. Shoot. You want to fight? Let's fight. Are you trying to shoot me with a sniper rifle? You're not gonna be able to, right? Can you shoot a bouncing guy? Yeah. Bye. Oh, you were trying to get me with a hunting rifle. Nice try, buddy. Okay. What I want? Yeah, might as well. I didn't really want to come over here, but since you called. Yeah, Michael. I don't know, man. Just even thinking about him, he gives me like the wrong feeling. But let's think of, did they show him much in his prime? Like happy days, Michael. You know, not really. He was really going through it at home as well. Like before they got on the island. I don't know if there's enough of a snapshot of him in like chill times to know whether or not, if given the opportunity, he would be the right kind of company. I mean, he did kind of crap on the. Did he? Comic book thing. Was that his idea? Man, I should remember this, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think so, dude. I obviously, words. Honestly, don't think that he'd be like into the whole this kind of conversation. He seemed like stick in the mud dad, you know. And he'd also be like, "Oh, I gotta get to my kid." No offense to parents, I get it. I mean, there are exceptions in families that are chill to hang out with as a group. My besties included. Um, but yeah, well, let's eliminate Michael. Oh, I should talk about Shannon. Just three more: Shannon and Boone and Charlie. I thought it would be funny if an actor who played a character in two of these shows that I'm going to do, and I am going to get to the Vampire Diaries eventually, probably this week. It would be funny if like two of the same characters ended up on a bracket. Boone, though, I mean, Damon Salvatore has a shot. You know what I mean? But Boone, Mr. Ian. And it's funny because if you look at the pictures, I got used to seeing Damon so much because I've watched that so much of him in that show because Boone's only around for a minute. Spoilers. There you are. Let's figure out where you're going. You did not have a quick response time there, buddy. Let's take that. Thanks. What are you doing over here, big guy? Yeah, let's get out of here. looking at Boone, I'm like, I'm trying to figure out. But I really honestly think it's just that, like, it's the beach hair. And then that just jet black of Damon that's just so stark and really makes a difference. I mean, he got older, but there wasn't a huge gap between the two when he first started. Right? I don't think. But Boone, let's look at Boone. Just a pain. I mean, Shannon, of course, was the whining one. But, like, I don't know that he would be able to keep from bringing that, like, sibling drama to it. It's not a. He might be down for this kind of conversation. I think he'd be in the right state of mind as well. I think it, like, much like Claire, he would be an exception to that. Like, they'd be annoying, and the next day because they're young. Well, I don't think that would be the case with him. Although, I don't know. I don't know that he would be. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, I should. Always always on time, 38. That's a decent name. Yes, we get it. You shot a me. Good job. But do you have Wonder Woman thingies in your wrist? I don't think so. There isn't anything extra though for Boone that would be like, oh yeah, heck yeah, you know, kind of like Hugo's enthusiasm for life that wouldn't really translate to being obnoxiously energetic, but it's still infectious, because it's there. And yeah, I don't think Boone. Sorry, Boone. We'll get back to you though, Ian. How do you say your name? Summerhalter? And the booze that you're making too. Salvatore Brothers something. They're making an alcohol, him and his Salvatore brother from Vampire Diaries. You can Google it and you'll find it. I don't know if you can buy it yet, but I'm interested. Brothers Bond, I think. Something like that. Shannon. Maggie Grace credit, like, it's one of those that you're like, you look at the character and you're like, oh my gosh, just great performance. So great that you're just like, oh my gosh, no. Would not want to hang. But it's a credit to the actress because she did such a good job. She was challenged. She begrudgingly stepped up to some of them, like I just see that image of her trying to translate Russo's French on that, and that's just there. That image is there. It's like that there was something very real in her finally just kind of like, okay, there was a lot of pressure for her to do so, but like, you know, there was still like there was an effort. She came up against her, and she was kind of like all of them, but she was pushed up against her boundaries, and she saw them there and was like, "Nah, I want to lay out and get tan." And then someone would come along and be like, "Yo, we gotta." And she's like, "I don't even know." And then probably one of the most reluctant to like step up from anyone any of the characters on that show. There is just such an entitlement. I think in a hang time, I would be embarrassing in public, especially somewhere where there's like, people helping you and everything, and you don't. Yeah. Mm-mm. She had a nice kind of growth with Saeed. That's good for both of their characters, but I think even then, more apt to do a brunch hang after all of that, but it still wouldn't have been enough. I don't think. And I do think she would be one of those kind of younger generation that would recover way too fast and be like already like, what are we gonna too much in the morning. So sorry, Shannon, you're eliminated. I know you're super disappointed. Someone's down below. I want to shoot at them. There they are. Do I want to shoot at them or just... Huh. Maybe you shouldn't have turned around, buddy. What else we got? There are a lot of characters I know, but I'm not going to talk about the latecomers. It's just... I don't think I've eaten dinner yet. Nope. That's a thing I should do. There could be a round 2 of like peripheral characters that I could get into, but let's make sure I've gone through all of the main casts from the beginning. Yep. Latecomer, not gonna. Let's talk about the couple of the Russos and then we'll move on. So Mama and Alex. I think we know Elder Russo is up. Should I? That's always fun. I mean, there's no chill with Russo. There's no chill at all. Now let's get out of here. I don't really want to deal. They're going to try to shoot at me. Let's see. There's just no chill. That's an immediate elimination. Alex was a good person. Like, coming from the just trash heap of a dad that she had and that surrounding, it's a miracle that she was like as cool as she was. But did we ever get any kind of snapshot of her in any kind of like relaxed even moment in that show? Because that actress did a great job. I don't know that the series had room to like, to do that. Yeah, there's definitely not enough to know about her to like make a definitive judgment on that. Do I hear the Marauders? Let's get out of here. Have a little cardio session. Alright, yeah, let's move on from them. So we did them. What are we left with? I think it's Hugo, Sawyer, Claire, Desmond. Oh, I didn't go through Charlie. We didn't talk about Charlie yet. He seems like an obvious choice. Oof. It's always tricky. Close up ones. Didn't see me coming. Charlie also seems like another obvious choice. Buddy. Buddy. Ah. I don't want to go to the lobby again. That's the... What just happened? What took me out? See, blowed something up behind me and then I'm out. Alright. Charlie. Charlie would have a lot to say. Like, as far as, like, pop culture and all that, we know that he's got the crazy, like, the drug problem. So I think it would be another, like, Kate situation where you're like, yo, are you alright, bro? Probably one of the most keen to have a ridiculous conversation like this, and at the right level. If he hasn't OD'd, that would be a concern. Yeah, I think that would be worrying, because if you know him, you would know. Like, he was, of course, sober for a while. You can't assume that that's the time that you'd end up, like, connecting with this. If he is going to get down on a brunch, I mentioned this before, I think he and Claire, star-crossed and whatnot. I think we'll just pair them together and let them have their own little brunch time. I think that seems right. He did have those moments where you could see, like, what he'd be like. Not a junkie. And also been more of an upbeat kind of playful, Charlie. That was a good aspect of his character. But now that we're in kind of like that final realm of who's going to be at the top of the heap for that hungover brunch, I think I can safely say that Hugo beats him out. And also I do think pairing him and Claire off kind of seems nice. Yeah, let's do that. Similar to Frenchie and the female from The Boys, Who does that leave us with? Where am I going? I kind of want to end up over at the castle. Let's see where that storm circle is. Nope. Not gonna happen. Oh, the rig. This place is a good spot to get loot. Alright. Got Juliet, Desmond, Hugo, and Sawyer. I think the one to beat is Hugo. You know what I mean? Like, same as Juliet. He's got the heart on his sleeve, It's like enthusiasm for people, and you don't need to... Seriously? Can I send the Marauders exactly where I'm going? Thanks. Maybe I'll change course then. And I think that he would be more keen to ruminate on these types of things. So it's like they'd have the same... Let's get some... Make sure I can protect myself. So for that reason, all right, let's. I think we'll take. Hold please. I need to do something. That's right. Alright, back to it. That's how we do in Fortnite. So I think we need to eliminate Juliet. Alright, I guess I'm working with pistols this round. Another one in honor of Juliet. Here we go. It's a well-fought battle. Alright, moving on. Let's get some more stuff. So I think it's down to 3. We've narrowed it down. Hugo, Sawyer, and Desmond. So many dudes. So many dudes. I think, okay, let's look at Sawyer and Hugo. Sawyer seems like, and I've talked about this a lot in a lot of these battles, but I don't want any kind of element of danger, you know what I mean? In a brunch. And I don't think it's as bad at the brawn level or anything when it comes to Sawyer, but he does bring quite a past. And I don't believe in the curse as far as Hugo's lottery and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't buy it. But even if that was a thing, you wouldn't be as aware of it as like potentially Sawyer's past and his con kind of ness. It's a plus and a minus because it's like there's the charm, but then if it turns into, he seems like he had an addiction to that life, you know what I mean? And it seems like that could turn into a sticky situation if you're not paying attention. And I wouldn't be paying attention while I was hungover and having brunch, so yep, by that perfect logic of mine, we're down to Hugo and Desmond. Desmond definitely has more life to, I don't know if I necessarily say learn from, but like to kind of soak in, you know what I mean? Hugo's got this like newness to life, like figuring stuff out and all that. We all are, but like for the purposes of this, exercise. Yeah. Although Hugo still seems like he'd be way more interested in the trivial. And that's important for this. So I think it really comes down to foundationally it's all there, the right basic elements for what you would want as far as the energy is concerned for something like a hungover brunch time. And while Desmond's like, I mean, there's a lot of, man, that's tough. Desmond would know exactly what to get for the recovery. I guess Hugo would too, right? I mean, his would be more fast foody, probably, for Hugo. But still effective, and I don't know how picky I would be. But I guess we gotta assume that we're going to. I kind of want to assume that we're doing a sit down. And Desmond would take care of social interactions, but Hugo would as well. And that's just because of, like, goodness, you know? He can be both chill and also... Well, it seems as though things have improved, but yeah, here we go. I got the green light. Hugo's gonna win. I don't know if I am going to win this round or how long this internet is going to hang out, but I think because on all the basic levels they match up well, but I like that Hugo would be down for this kind of thing, and he'd have a lot to contribute. And so, for the last edition of the Brunch Guest Hungover Times Quest Battle thing, Hugo friggin' Reyes, congratulations. You are the winner. I realize I didn't talk about Jacob and his brother, but we all know that was never going to be a thing. There's no thanks on anybody as manipulative as both of them. Hugo wins. Congrats, man. So yeah, the first on to be added to the second bracket. So I'm going to do these more often as far as like Brunch Quest, Guest Quest Petition fun thing. Just again because it's fun to talk about shows and characters we love on the shows and everything. I see. I talked a lot about a lot of shows already without, sticking to the weekends, but like I figured, why not? This is a fun little experiment. And before I get eliminated, I will mention again, channel, Chasing Geekdom. Normally, I am out in the world covering comic conventions and, theme parks, geek theme races, photojournalism style. Since we can't do those things right now, really. Plopping down here every day. Monday through Friday, it's 7:15 p.m. Central is when I start. And on the weekends, it's, Central. That's Central time, sorry. 7:15 p.m. Central. And on weekends, kind of trying to stick to 10 a.m., but it depends on when I can get a run in. I made it 3 minutes late right after my run yesterday, so here we go with the internet issues again. Friggin' Spectrum. I know you can hear me. Your service is trash. I mean, what are we paying for, Spectrum? Come on. I see you. I see you. I wish I had a sniper rifle right now. Still with the achy. Oh no, look at that. I'm back-ish, right? Huh. Very cool. So anyway, well, it looks like I'm still actually there-ish, sort of. Yeah, Chasing Geekdom. Hang out on Twitter, Instagram. Twitter a lot, Instagram some, and chasinggeekdom.com is a good place to go for like links to all the things that I've covered in the past, conventions and races and all that stuff. And then on YouTube, you can find the archive of all of these streams and all the titles and things that I've talked about. And thanks for hanging out. There's 2 of us left. You want to find out where they are? Let's go fight, buddy. Come on. I see you. There you are. Oh, you're up in the air now like a jerky pants. Come on, dude. Just fight me already. Am I gonna get a win? Probably not. Don't jump in the air, please. Ooh, look at that. Very nice. I sneaky them. Kind of curious as to why they were looking the direction that they were. Only 2 of us left and they saw what direction I was coming from. Not bad. So now I'm 3 solo wins away from 200 lifetime. Very cool. Oh, I normally like to finish this with Batman dancing, so let's wait. And cheers again to Hugo. I won a thing. Cool. There we go. Celebrate a victory, right? Find me on all the social media stuff. You know where to go. And if you find this on YouTube, head over to Twitch. Especially if it's through the playlist, you'll see a link. And follow me there. So that way you'll get like alerts of when I'm going to be streaming. You'll see my schedule there as well. 2 hours. It's longer than usual. I knew Lost was going to be a big one, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to do tomorrow. Big Bang Theory or Community. I'm not sure which. We'll find out tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out.